Hello guys and welcome to my YouTube channel Dreamy Minds. There is a kind of silence above us that we cannot hear. Not the absence of sound, but the echo of ancient beginnings. Before our first heartbreaks, before our tiny hearts even learned to beat, we belonged to something older, something vaster. Particles once folded into galaxies forged our blood, our bones, our breath. You are not only alive tonight, you are cosmic, you are memory in motion. Tonight we gently unfold 100 little truths about the spiraled cradle that made us. Not all at once, not loudly, but as one might unpack a box of love letters from millions of years ago. Softly, slowly, tenderly. This will not be a race to know, but a rhythm to feel. The science we share will be true, but just as importantly, it will be kind. There are patterns in this galaxy that mirror the patterns inside your mind. Dark matter you can't see, like the parts of yourself no one understands. Solar winds that carve silence, like the quiet you long for after long days. Stars colliding like memories, like love, like loss, and time folding on itself like sleep. So tonight, if you've been carrying too much, let yourself fall into orbit, fall into rest. The sky has always held you. And tonight the galaxy speaks gently. She does not rush. She remembers everything. And she sees you now. Let us begin. Close your eyes if you haven't already. Let the muscles in your jaw soften. Let your shoulders slip a little farther from your ears. And feel gravity cradling you where you are. Right there, held by Earth, held by something far larger too. Because even now, while you lie still, your body tucked beneath this present moment like a leaf inside a book, you are moving, spinning, slowly, beautifully, inside something as vast and gracious as an old cosmic waltz. You are inside the Milky Way, not on top of it, not outside it, but swept up in it. Like a single spark carried high, inside a silent spiraling bonfire of stars. The galaxy in your rearview mirror, we picture space as empty, still, cold, dark, silent. But the galaxy, like us, is rarely still. It turns, slowly, surely, like a music box wound up long ago, repeating a melody older than memory. The Milky Way is what we call a barred spiral galaxy. A great disk of stars and dust and gravity, spinning softly through space like a dream unfurling. If we could step back far enough to see it from a distance hundreds of thousands of light years away, we'd witness something extraordinary. A luminous swirl with curved arms, spinning from its center like the petals of a galactic rose, each arm lined with stars, billions of them. Our own sun just one lantern among many. And you live in that lantern's warmth, breathing borrowed starlight, listening, tonight, to the hush and hum of the spiral that made you. A river that moves without sound. The center of the Milky Way glows with a quiet fire, immense, crowded and mysterious. But we live farther out, tucked gently in what's called the Orion Cygnus Arm, a smaller spur of a larger spiral limb, like a quiet suburb just beyond the heart of the galaxy. Our sun, along with its family of planets, floats in this galactic current like a leaf, on a river that turns so slowly. You'd forget it's even moving, but it is. We are, drifting at roughly 514,000 miles per hour. The entire solar system circles. The center of the Milky Way, one full orbit, one galactic year, takes about 225 to 250 million Earth years, 500 million heartbeats ago. Your ancestors weren't yet human. And yet, in that time, we've only just now begun one full spiral trip around the galactic center. We are children of movement. We are never truly stuck. Everything spirals. Even grief. Even love. Even learning. You, too, are orbiting something. A truth, a memory, a center of self. That may be invisible, but still holds your path around it, still lenses your world in gravity-shaped light. Spiral logic, cosmic and emotional. In the dark, when your thoughts begin to wander, they spiral, don't they? Backward, forward, tracing moments and meanings, lines left unfinished. That spiral is not chaos. It's a kind of language. The Milky Way reminds us that spirals are not messy. They are mathematical outcomes of motion and time, of gravity folding light, of matter and mystery making music we cannot yet decode. Just like you and the inner geometry of your feelings. Neuroscientists sometimes talk about the self as a dynamic, turning structure, neurons firing in rhythm, synapses reweaving their threads, emotion orbiting memory, longing circling safety over and over again. You are not a straight line. You are a spiral mind, winding and unwinding, relearning old patterns, learning which ones to leave behind. And like the arms of a galaxy, your own thoughts are shaped by hidden centers, your memories, your needs, your wounds, your hopes. You aren't falling apart. You're forming new constellations. Let that comfort you. Into the calm center. Though dazzling in imagination, the galactic center isn't loud. It doesn't roar. It pulses softly. It is home to old stars clumped close like whispers, and a supermassive black hole at the heart. One we'll visit more deeply later, but for now, know this. Even the center doesn't shine with the brightest light. Even the most powerful points can be soft. You don't always have to burn. To be central, to be significant, you may simply exist and still shape everyone around you. Patterns in the dust. Among the stars, scientists see patterns, not by accident, but because stars follow rules of mass, gravity, temperature, and time. There's shape and symmetry at every scale. Clustered stars form arms. Gas clouds align along spirals. And where new stars are born, patterns develop. Even in chaos. Isn't it wonderful? Even in systems as massive and wide as the Milky Way, there is rhythm and repetition and reason beneath the randomness. Emotionally, this reminds us that even in the days that feel scattered, even in the moments where thoughts flare unpredictably, there can be unseen structure shaping you, like gravity that doesn't speak, but steadies your steps nonetheless. Trust the forming of your pattern, even if you can't name it, even if you feel, tonight, like cosmic dust. The stars were dust once too. A cosmic truth: you are not the center, but you are still sacred. One of the most liberating truths is that our sun is not the middle of the Milky Way, and we, on our tiny planet, are not the center of the universe. And yet, we are made of it. Every particle in your body was once inside another star, and that star was part of this galaxy. You were once part of a cloud, floating in a spiral arm. And now you breathe and ache and love. You are not the center, but you are inextricably part of the whole. Just like every star in the sky tonight, you belong, what the spiral holds. Tonight, as sleep approaches, let your sense of self melt into starlight. With every exhale, imagine your breath contributing to the turning of the Milky Way. Just a glimmer, just a pulse in its vast arm, illuminating the dust between stars. Know this: the spiral holds us, all of us, wounds and wonders alike. We circle through it together, millions of stars, billions of dreams, unfolding slowly in the spiral that never breaks. So even if your path doesn't feel straight, even if your life has turned and twisted like unfamiliar terrain, maybe, just maybe, you are exactly where a spiral needed to bring you. One more turn, one more arm, one more night beneath the great silk ribbon of stars above. Rest easily now, wanderer. You are not lost. You're orbiting home. There is a rhythm beneath the silence, and it cradles you still. Close your eyes if you feel safe. Let inspiration rise and dissolve into the hush of this moment. There's nowhere to go now, nowhere to be. Because even as your body lies still, light is arriving, softly, steadily, from stars so far away that their names are not whispered, but remembered only in the silence of space. And still, their light finds its way to you. Even now, in the gentle dark of your room, there are photons, tiny packets of light that began traveling across the galaxy, long before your first breath, some before your parents' first syllables, some older still. Just imagine that for a moment. A piece of starlight finally reaching your eyes this very night, after thousands and thousands of light years of journeying. Through gravity, dust, time, and silence, that tiny flicker took the long way home, seeing the past. To look up at the stars isn't to see what is now, but what was. Because nothing can outrun the speed of light, and light takes time. Bedtime. It moves quickly, of course, about 186,000 miles per second, a speed fast enough to circle Earth 7.5 times in 1 second. And yet, in the scale of galaxies, even light is slow. The closest star to us, besides the Sun, Proxima Centauri, sits about 4.2 light-years away. That means the light it sends us, the very photons that skirt between atoms and reach your pupils, began their travels over 4 years ago. What you're seeing is history. And some stars? Their messages left tens of thousands of years ago, some over hundreds of thousands, some far older than our written languages. To look at the stars is to stare into a layered sky of memory, a sky full of stories whose tellers may now be gone, and yet the stories shimmer on. Long goodbyes. There is light in the sky tonight, from stars that no longer exist. Their cores may have collapsed. Their heat may have died. They may have gone quiet, gone cold, gone still. And still, their light continues to arrive, one fluttering photon at a time, each a final love letter from a life long vanished. It's strangely comforting, isn't it? The way something can be gone and still be present. The way light outlives the moment of its creation. The way a memory continues to glow, even when the moment itself has long passed. And this is what sleep is for, too. To let us rest with what has gone, to make space for its soft light to reach us still. Some griefs, some joys don't vanish completely. They just drift, far and slow, until one night, their warmth brushes against us again. Starlight and storylight. Not all stars are the same. Some are young and blue, burning hot and fast, radiant but brief. Some are old and red, cooler and dimmer, whispering rather than waving. There are giant stars, fat with elements, generous with gas. There are dwarf stars like our Sun, balanced, deliberate, lasting for billions of years. Each type of star sends us its own kind of light, a unique fingerprint in color and temperature, a kind of cosmic handwriting. Astronomers use these light signatures to decode what stars are made of, how old they are, how far they've drifted. It's like celestial archaeology, finding stories buried not in dirt, but in light. So when you look at a star, you're not just seeing brightness, you're seeing composition. You're touching chronology. You're reading history in code. Memory, like light, takes time. In the mind, light and memory are closer than you think. The hippocampus, part of your brain where memory forms, activates in moments of stillness, especially during rest, especially during the slow waves of sleep. There, as brain waves gently ripple, your mind replays scenes, flickers of your day, flashes of old conversations, blurs of past warmth or pain. These replays are not unlike starlight, older than the moment you feel them. Delayed, but deeply real. And just like actual stars, some memories are no longer there in the hard, literal sense. But they still arrive, still visit. Your mind reads them like constellations, linking distant moments into shapes that bring meaning. Constellations aren't real clusters of stars. They're symbolic connections, formed from the perspective of Earth. And memory, too, is not objective. It is connection. A string of stars that helps you navigate your emotional sky. What matters isn't whether it's precise. What matters is whether it helps you find your way. The bending of light. Not all light travels straight. Gravity can bend light. Massive objects like galaxies and black holes distort space like weights on a trampoline. Photons curve around them, following paths that arc like river bends. This is called gravitational lensing. And it's not unlike the way your inner emotional weight can bend how things appear. Heavier feelings pull the light a little sideways. Sometimes you perceive the world with a subtle tilt. Not because something is wrong, but because you're carrying something heavy in your center. And that's okay. The brain doesn't always know the path back to joy in a straight line. Sometimes healing, like light, finds its way by following curves, sometimes clarity arcs. And even the truths arriving late are still real. Sleep, the time traveler within. And now let's return to you, to your breath, to your closed eyelids, softening like the petals of a flower that reacts only to nightfall, not to clocks. Sleep is a form of time travel too. When you sleep, your mind drifts across timelines, gathering the fragments of your day, pulling whispers from long ago, piecing them into stories your dreams might try to tell. And while you sleep, your mind becomes a telescope, turned inward, analyzing old images, refining them, filtering them through emotional light. This is not wasted time. This is deep arrangement. Rest doesn't erase experience, it illuminates it, like stars waiting quietly to be seen. Only in the dark, what shines even after. There are stories we think we've forgotten, people, places, even parts of ourselves that seem far away, distant points we can't touch anymore. But like the stars, some have just drifted beyond immediacy. Not gone, but glowing. If you've ever cried without knowing why, if you've ever laughed at something long past, you've felt it. The mind flickering, with old photons, radiating light that may have left long ago, but finds you now, just when you need it. The radiance of letting go. Stars don't burn forever. Even the most luminous ones run out of fuel eventually. But their final acts are not failures. Some explode in supernovas, scattering stardust across space, to seed the formation of new stars, new planets, new beginnings. Some simply fade, cooling gently, dimming into white dwarfs, then glowing ever more softly into the dark. Even a vanishing star leaves echoes, and that is the poetic radiance of letting go. Just because something ended doesn't mean it had no brilliance. The end of the light doesn't undo the journey, so let yourself find peace tonight, knowing some lights fade, but all of them have shined, and you are full of starlight and memory and old loves that took the long way home, but arrived at last. Let the light arrive. So tonight, as you drift, envision a sky older than sadness, wider than any worry you carry, filled with lights that took thousands of years to softly say, you still matter. The stars are not punctual, but they are loyal. And even long after their warmth has cooled, their brilliance still shows up. Let that be true of you too. You're still glowing, even now, even here, even in the dark. Let the starlight find you, and let sleep carry you, like a photon from some ancient sun, on its way to become a memory that matters. Somewhere out there, beyond your window, beyond the soothing hush of your breath, the galaxy is spinning. Its spiral arms, wide as wonder, twirl through space like lace woven into the night. But here's the mystery. The stars you see above, they're not enough. Not enough to explain why the galaxy holds its shape. Not enough to account for all the gravity that keeps everything from flying apart. The glowing things, the stars, the gas, the dust, make up only a fraction of what actually exists. The rest, it doesn't glow. It doesn't shine. It doesn't speak. And yet, it's there, holding everything. Scientists call it dark matter, a name more poetic than they intended. And just like the unseen spaces in your own soul, it's real, just, quiet. The gravity of ghosts. We don't see dark matter directly. In fact, no telescope has ever captured a single glimmer of it. But we know it's there. We watch the way galaxies spin. And they're spinning far too fast for the visible mass alone to create enough gravity. It's like watching dancers whirl in impossible synchronicity. Feet never stumbling, as though held in place by an invisible partner in the wings. Something unseen is anchoring them. Galaxies should unravel, but they don't. Something invisible is keeping them whole. And that something we call dark matter. It's a hauntingly beautiful idea, isn't it? That the most essential stabilizing force in the universe may be the one we cannot touch, cannot even see. Darkness is not the absence of presence. Sometimes it holds us more steadily than light ever could, the shadow side of memory. And so it is within us too. So much of what shapes a person is invisible, the way certain songs make your heart ache, though you can't quite remember why. The way trust can collapse from something never said, the pull of longing for something you never got to grieve. Grief is dark matter. So is shame sometimes. So is the ache of a love that left too gently to be angry about, but too early to be forgotten. Our emotional lives are not built only of the glowing, happy moments. They're also formed in the stillness between them. Memory, attachment, things no one else can see from the outside, and yet you orbit them every day. Some of what binds your story together may be things even you don't fully understand yet. And that's okay. Just because something is hidden doesn't mean it's broken. Just because a piece of your past lies in shadow doesn't mean you aren't whole. A lullaby in the lab. Scientists have spent decades trying to unravel the mystery of dark matter. They've built particle detectors deep beneath Earth's surface, shielded from cosmic radiation, looking for faint signs of interaction, something called WIMPs, weakly interacting massive particles. But again and again, the dark matter stays silent. Still, it must be there. Because the math doesn't work without it. Because galaxies don't dance without it. Because we see its fingerprints in the structure of the cosmos. It's like trying to solve a puzzle when one of the pieces is not missing, just invisible. You can feel the pattern, even if a piece never shows up. And sometimes, that's enough. We don't have to name everything to feel it. Not every pain needs a cure. Not every scar needs explanation. And some mysteries deserve to be honored by simply being left to be. The curious kindness of the unknown. What if darkness isn't the enemy we thought it was? What if we stopped chasing after certainty, like it would finally grant us peace? What if peace arrived when we began to accept that there are things we may never see, but that hold us just the same. Dark matter teaches us this, that the unseen can be fundamental, that trust can begin, not in evidence, but in awe. You are allowed to rest, even when the answers haven't come yet. You are allowed to soften, even as mystery surrounds you. The galaxies do. Why shouldn't you? Hidden foundations. Astronomers think that without dark matter, galaxies would never have formed at all. There would be nothing strong enough to pull the matter together into swirling spirals. Stars may not have clustered. Life may never have come into being. Creation hid itself first, in the quiet. So maybe it's not so strange that you began to become who you are. In unseen ways too, moments in childhood that you don't clearly remember, yet shaped you. Small kindnesses that rerouted your inner universe. Hurts you buried with no language, which still guide your choices. This is what it means to be human. It's not all visible, not all explainable. The most defining parts of us are so often invisible, quiet, and misunderstood, but essential all the same. You don't need to make everything bright to know that it matters. Whispers of the cosmic web. Dark matter doesn't just sit behind galaxies, quietly propping them up. It's believed to thread the entire universe, connecting clusters of galaxies in a vast, elegant structure. Scientists call the cosmic web. Imagine that. A delicate lattice, stretching across the cosmos like a feathered net, holding galaxies in its grasp, like pearls woven into silver thread. You can't see this web, but you can see how it shaped everything. And perhaps you too are part of some invisible threadwork, the way love or lineage or longing goes unspoken, but moves silently through generations. Maybe what feels untraceable is still a pattern, still sacred. Maybe the invisible isn't empty, but full. The soft science of what we can't prove. Science is powerful, precise, proud, but it can be soft too. To study dark matter is to admit, humbly, that we do not know, and yet still be curious, still honor it, still build entire lives and research labs around something unseen. We don't always need proof to trust the weight of our experience. We don't need hard evidence to believe that something matters. You don't need permission to feel what you feel, to rest in your own mysteries. The universe does this every day. Some things just are. Tonight, if something aches quietly inside you, let it be. Not everything needs to be lit up. Not everything broken needs fixing. Not every thought needs solving. Some things just are. Dark matter doesn't glow, and yet it holds everything. What does your dark matter hold? Maybe it's the love you haven't had words for, the dreams you tucked away so long ago they feel like fiction, the small pieces of pain you've gathered without anyone ever seeing. These are not weaknesses. They are the architecture of your depths. You don't have to fear the silence in you. It just means you have space, held by the unknown. So as you drift on this quiet wave of night, let the unknown be a blanket rather than a void. You are not falling, you are floating. In a universe held together by what it cannot see, you, too, are allowed to rest, without needing every answer. Sometimes wholeness is invisible. Sometimes healing arrives as stillness. And sometimes, the parts of you that no one sees are the ones holding your whole life together. Like dark matter, like gravity's lullaby, like the quiet within you that never left, even when the lights went out. Sleep comes in shadows, and it's okay to let it. If you've ever felt something approaching before it arrived, a turning tide inside you, a long familiar sadness, a story you thought you had already finished reading, then you already know what it feels like to be a galaxy, waiting for another. There is something just beyond our sky, traveling toward us, not to strike, but to mingle. This something is the Andromeda Galaxy, a sweeping arch of stars, light years wide. The Milky Way's cosmic sibling, coming home not with destruction, but with choreography. In about 4 billion years, these two spirals, ours and hers, will touch. And what happens next will not be chaos, but transformation. Not a collision, a waltz. When galaxies collide, we imagine something violent, sudden, a crash like glass or metal. But space does not behave like that. It is wide, it is soft, it is patient. There is more nothing than matter, more room than risk. And so when the Milky Way and Andromeda meet, they will not shatter, they will swirl, they will sway. Tentacles of starlight stretching playfully through each other. In a cosmic slow dance, their cores may circle, their arms may twist, but most stars will simply pass each other without ever touching. Instead of destruction, there will be new arrangements, new gravitational patterns, new constellations, new beginnings. Like a rehearsal for a scene we've never acted before, but now must learn at last. Like two people, softly letting go of their old shapes, to become something new. Stillness before the merge. Andromeda is still far away, but it's coming, moving steadily toward us at a pace of about 70 miles per second. It sounds fast, but in cosmic time, it's like a note being carried on a sigh. Billions of years remain before anything touches, but it's already in motion. Some moments in life are like that. A friendship slowly changing, a memory quietly returning, an emotion waking from the edges of your awareness, drifting toward your center. Not everything arrives loudly. Transformation sometimes begins as presence, long before we name it. Stars that pass without colliding. Imagine a galactic collision, two enormous flaming disks, meeting in darkness like dancers joining palms. It's easy to think stars would crash into one another, but in truth, they rarely do. That's because even the densest parts of galaxies are mostly empty space. Each star is like a distant lantern. Among the trees of a great misty forest, they glide through one another, bending light and reshaping the fabric of gravity, but rarely striking, rarely harming. So too, in our own inner worlds. Not every close encounter is a catastrophe. Some emotions drift through us and go. Some old thoughts pass close, lighting the edges of memory and then fade. Not all that brushes your being was meant to stay. Some things simply move through, like stars in slow ballet, when cores align. Still, there are parts of a galaxy that do not pass gently. The centers, those dense magnetic hearts, can spiral into each other. They do not meet in violence, but in alchemy. The black holes inside each galaxy pull toward one another, not to destroy, but to merge. And from this merging comes a release of energy, like a sigh long held. Eventually, these two centers become one, a new galactic soul. And in your own life, when two powerful emotions meet, grief and joy, fear and love, past and future, you might feel shaken. But you are not breaking, dear one. You are bringing your inner orbits into alignment. You are letting two truths become one, and from it, you grow. Not smaller, but wider. You become something you had no word for before. Change is sacred, not sudden. It's easy to think that when things change, they must do so with fire and noise. But look at the galaxies above. Look at what they teach. Real transformation takes time. Merging may last 1 billion years. Stars will form, others will fade. Change that lasts. Move slowly, respectfully. A new galaxy, sometimes called Milky Way, will be born from the mingling of us and Andromeda. Not overnight, not ever with sharp edges. So when something in your life begins to shift, when an identity dissolves, when a relationship reconfigures, when you feel yourself becoming, let it be slow. There is no emergency here, only becoming, only brightness slowly being rearranged. Life after the merge. What does the new galaxy look like? Likely something more like an elliptical galaxy, one without the spiraled arms we know, a softer oval of light, looser in shape, but no less beautiful. And maybe you, too, will lose your spiral arms, dear listener. Maybe parts of you once thought essential, will fall away, but in their place, a more expansive you will form. Evolved, integrated. When life requires you to reshape, you are not becoming someone else, you are becoming more yourself. Elliptical galaxies are quieter, fuller. They contain the histories of two legacies, woven into one luminous being. So do you. You are allowed to hold antagonism, both the past and the future, and still be whole, mergers and memory. Sometimes, when you remember deeply, it almost feels like you're merging with a past version of yourself. Those versions you thought were gone still orbit inside you. And every so often, they return like Andromeda, not with force, but with request. A request to be known, to be seen again, to be invited into the shape you are now becoming. Let them come. You have space. You are wide enough to hold it all. Merging with your history doesn't steal your present. It creates dimension. You are not a single spiral. You are many layers of light, folding steadily into one. After light, still light. After all this merging, some things fade. Certain stars might lose their place. Gas clouds may collapse. Galactic arms may dissolve. But there will also be birth. New star systems forming in the wake, powered by the changes. Just like after heartbreak. After shifting identities. After letting go. There is aftermath, and there is also rebirth. You are not dissolving, love. You are reassembling. Change is not the end of light. It is light, rearranged. Let the spiral tumble. Now, as your breath slows, as your eyelids grow heavier, remember this: the next galaxy is already arriving. And you don't need to resist it. Let it come closer. Let it teach you a new way to move. There is no right way to hold on. There is no single way to begin again. Galaxies merge. And then new galaxies form. And so do we. Feel the tug of tomorrow. If it's gentle, allow change to move through you the way constellations move, almost imperceptibly, slow enough to be safe, subtle enough to go unnoticed, until one night you look up and realize the sky is different now, but still yours. No need to be afraid. This was never a crash. This was always a dance. You were never breaking. You were becoming a new kind of spiral. Take a breath. Let your body rest a little deeper into wherever it happens to be, blanketed or bare, curled or open. There is no right position to receive the moment. There is only presence, only gravity, only now. And now, the stars are still being born, even as your breath slows. Even as your mind begins to let go, the galaxy continues to create. There are places in space where the raw ingredients of the universe gather, clouds of gas, dust, temperature and time. Settling, swirling, folding in on themselves. These are not chaotic places. They are not violent. They are nurseries. Vast, cosmic cradles of creation, where baby stars begin their long, glowing lives. You could call them stellar nurseries. But really, they are places of becoming. And maybe, so are you. The galaxy is still making stars. There's a myth we often tell ourselves, that everything meaningful has already happened, that starlight is from the past. That change, if it were going to come, would have already arrived. But look deeper. The Milky Way, our own galaxy, is still actively forming stars right now. It hasn't stopped, not for a single day. Like a mother with an endless well of warmth, the galaxy continues to gather its clouds together, tucking darkness into itself until, under just the right conditions, a tiny fragment ignites. And in that ignition, a star is born. No fireworks, no loud noise, just gentle gravity, compressing and calling light out of silence. It happens slowly. It happens in darkness. You could be looking right at it and never know, until the glow begins. Becoming starts in the dark. Most of us imagine birth, growth, or breakthrough as something luminous, big, bold, announced. But the universe reminds us of another rhythm. In places like the Orion Nebula, a star-forming region, over 1,300 light-years away, you'll find a vast basin of mist and shadow and color, swells of gas folding in on themselves over centuries, soft pressure building in stillness. These areas, they're dark. Not cold, exactly, but quiet. Opaque. No light escapes yet. No clarity. No definition. And still, beneath all that dust, something is beginning. Protostars, like fragile versions of stars not yet arrived, are gestating in these cosmic wombs. And just like emotions, just like healing, just like creative ideas, next steps, identity shifts, or rewriting inner narratives, growth doesn't begin in light. It begins in not knowing. It begins where everything still looks like fog. Your brain is also a nebula. Now, let's turn inward, gently. Without searching too hard, notice your breath again, your mind, yourself. You might feel scattered, or floating, or warm, or aching. But beneath all of that, beneath the layers of thought and memory, your brain, too, is capable of becoming something new. There is a beautiful word for this: neuroplasticity. It means your mind is not static. Your patterns of thought, of behavior, of belief are not fixed stars. They can be rearranged, rewritten, relearned. And here is the magic. That reshaping happens mostly in rest, in sleep, in the foggy spaces, in the dust. Sleep, the brain's quiet construction zone. You see, during sleep, especially in the deeper stages of non-REM sleep, your brain isn't shutting off. It's entering a delicate architecture phase. Here, memories untangle and reweave themselves. Emotions sift through layers of meaning. The places in your brain responsible for learning, for healing emotional wounds, and for solidifying identity begin gently glowing, reshaping, forming new connections between neurons. It's like rain falling in a desert, softening the soil so new roots can dig in. Like gravity in a gas cloud, pressing the center gently until a protostar appears. So if you feel like nothing is happening, if you've been resting, recovering, unsure, you might actually be in a nursery stage, in the pre-dawn of your next becoming. Just because you cannot see the transformation does not mean it isn't happening. The pillars of creation. Back in the visible sky, there's a place inside the Eagle Nebula, about 7,000 light-years from here, known as the Pillars of Creation. You may have seen it in photos, a towering stretch of interstellar gas and dust, like shadowed fingers holding secrets. This is one of the most iconic star nurseries we've ever discovered. And in its arms, new stars are being born. But again, this is not an explosion. You'd never hear a sound. It takes thousands upon thousands of years for a star to become itself. As with you, growth isn't always dramatic. Sometimes it's invisible until it isn't. And then, one day, it's obvious. A new glow, a new warmth, a center where once there was only fog. You are still becoming. You are not finished. You are not fully defined. Even in adulthood, even now. Your mind is capable of changing how it understands the world, how it relates, how it heals, how it thinks, dreams, and loves. Every time you sleep, you hand your brain the gentle tools to rearrange its own stars. Every time you pause to breathe, to feel, to release, you create space for the dust of your life to settle into something new. You are not too late. You are not stuck. You are still forming, right here in the stillness. No timeline, no urgency, just gravity and time and the beautiful patience of space unfolding itself. Dreams are starfields. And what of your dreams? Those strange drifting images, those emotional theaters that rise when your eyes close? They too are part of it. Dreams reflect the mind's ongoing architecture, a soft, surreal language that pulls threads of your day, of your memory, even of your subconscious, and lays them across the sky of your sleeping self. It's not nonsense, not always noise. Dreams are constellations of meaning, not always literal, but always intimate. Sometimes they are echoes from your inner nebula, messages rising from the fog, starlight beginning to shimmer. Through all that inner dust, you don't have to understand them for them to matter. You just have to let them be part of your becoming. The galaxy waits. Meanwhile, above you, unseen but always spinning, the galaxy keeps making stars, still, tonight, now. New light gathering itself from the patient union of silence and pressure. No panic, no deadline, just faith in the process. You, too, can trust that something inside you is deepening, that whatever you've lost, or forgotten, or buried, can still become the foundation for something radiant. Let the dust settle. So let your thoughts fall gently now. Let the outer light blur. Let your breathing quiet. Imagine yourself inside a nebula, not lost, but held, floating among soft violet gases, between whispers of starlight yet to be born. Know that the pressure building inside you is not a threat, it is formation. Know that your stillness is not wasted, but sacred. And as you release your body into rest, picture gravity drawing something warm within you toward its center. Softly, deliberately, calling light into being. You don't need to force it. Becoming will find you. It always has. Sleep, little star. The universe doesn't rush. Neither should you. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are becoming. Still, even tonight, wrapped in blankets, alone with your breath, you are forming new galaxies. The dust may be thick, but light is on its way. Sleep now, little star. We'll see what you've become in the morning. There's a place at the center of our galaxy where gravity is so strong, so complete, that even light, quick, nimble, defiant, cannot escape it. It is still, and yet it shapes everything. This presence, invisible yet certain, is known as Sagittarius A, Sagittarius A Sar, the supermassive black hole, spinning silently. At the heart of the Milky Way, it is vast, it is heavy. It does not glow or explode or rage, it simply holds. And the stars, tens of millions of them, like fireflies caught in orbit, circle that nothingness, not with fear, but with reverence. Sometimes the deepest source of order is the thing we cannot see. And perhaps you feel that too. Let the breath fall inward. As you settle into your pillow, as your limbs grow heavier, your breath slower. Imagine you too have a center. Somewhere inside of you, quietly. A gravity subtle enough to ignore, but strong enough to shape. Your every orbit, maybe it's formed by memory, maybe by love, maybe by a moment in your life that shifted the balance inward and never let go entirely. It doesn't have to be traumatic. Sometimes joy becomes our center, sometimes longing, or a truth we haven't spoken out loud, but carry anyway. We each have something like a black hole, a pull that doesn't ask permission, it simply is. And everything else, personality, desire, behavior, instinct, organizes around it. Sagittarius A, a silent architect. Sagittarius A, our galaxy's black hole, sits over 26,000 light-years away from Earth, and yet we orbit it, not directly, but still. The entire Milky Way, billions of stars, planets, clouds, systems, spins in a slow, spiraling ballet around this dark central point. Without it, we may never have taken shape the way we did. It isn't chaos, it's balance. This black hole is supermassive, about 4 million times the mass of our Sun. And yet, it doesn't consume the galaxy. It doesn't tear it apart. It tethers it. You might imagine a black hole as a monster, but this one is more like a meditation, steady, silent, unmoving. It defines space without being part of the scenery. It holds us without holding on, coming closer without fear. Strange, isn't it? How something invisible can carry so much weight. That's true of emotion too, of memory, of identity. There are things in your life that no one can see, not even you, fully. And yet they determine everything. The people you trust, the risks you avoid, the way you seek or shy from love, the habits that feel unshakable, all spinning around your own internal shape, your center of gravity. But remember, this isn't pathology. You're not being diagnosed. You're being understood. Just as scientists observe stars near the galactic core, measuring their motion to infer the presence of something invisible yet real. We can see the center of the self not by what it reveals, but by what it shapes. Everything you are moves around what matters most. The integrity of orbits. Orbits are beautiful things. They're not chases, they're not collisions. They're careful balances between pull and push, motion and stillness. A planet is always falling into the pull of its star, but always moving fast enough to miss. And so it rounds, round and round, in quiet stability. We orbit emotions too. We come close, we pull away, we revisit, we shift. But sometimes, moving in circles is how we learn. You are not stuck when you revisit old feelings. You are orbiting, gathering understanding from a new angle. Each time you pass the same place, that's not failure, that's motion, that's growth. We're all spiraling around the centers within us and learning to do so with gentleness. What remains unseen, even when we imagine all the light of the galaxy, all the stars and supernovas, we must still remember the most massive thing we know cannot be seen at all. This doesn't frighten astronomers, it fascinates them. We know a black hole exists by what it does, how it bends the orbits of nearby stars, how it distorts light, how it pulls space-time inward, like thread into a knot. It is invisible, and yet entirely undeniable. So it is with the inner self. You cannot photograph what made you who you are. You cannot trace all the causes of your tenderness, your fears, your instinct to protect, your longing for love. But you see their motion, you witness their orbit, and from that, you know they exist. The unknown is not unknowable. It just takes a new kind of seeing. Nothing escapes, and that's okay. You've likely heard this before. Nothing can escape a black hole, and yes, that's true. Once matter crosses a certain boundary, called the event horizon, it moves inward, irretrievably, quietly. But maybe not all things are meant to escape. Maybe parts of us are meant to be held tightly, forever. Stories we outgrew, but that still live in our gravity. Loves that ended, but still define how we love now. Some memories need not be rewritten to be meaningful. Some truths don't need solving, they just need witnessing. What's held in your center doesn't negate who you are on the outside. It informs it, it grounds it. You don't need to outrun the gravity inside you. Sometimes what pulls you inward does so to bring everything else into symmetry. Some things are meant to stay, a new kind of stillness. As you rest now, as your mind begins to loosen, perhaps you feel that center inside yourself. A heaviness, not of burden, but of truth. It is not your flaw, it is your form. And just like the galaxy around us, you build your life around what matters most, even if it's silent, even if it's unseen, even if you never speak it aloud. Your center is sacred. It has shape, even if you never map it. Energy bends around you. Emotion orbits through you. And within you, beneath all understanding, is a stillness you do not need to fix. You are never meant to glow all the time. Some parts of you are meant to hold light, not release it. And that's not emptiness, that's design. Rest near the center. So now, drift. Let yourself rest nearer to that invisible gravity inside you, not pulling you toward despair, but toward understanding. There's nothing you need to outrun, nothing broken, nothing overwhelming, only gravity, the pure presence that tells you you exist, you are part of something vast, and you orbit with grace. Sagittarius A will never reveal itself as a star, but the galaxy needs it. So do we, and silently, it keeps everything turning. So quietly that we forget. Sometimes it's the center, especially the one we never see, that gives us permission to rest. You may sleep now, dear listener. The galaxy holds its shape, and so do you. There's a place at the center of our galaxy, where gravity is so strong, so complete, that even light, quick, nimble, defiant, cannot escape it. It is still, and yet it shapes everything. This presence, invisible yet certain, is known as Sagittarius A, and as Sagittarius A SAR, the supermassive black hole, spinning silently at the heart of the Milky Way. It is vast, it is heavy. It does not glow or explode or rage. It simply holds. And the stars, tens of millions of them, like fireflies caught in orbit, circle that nothingness, not with fear, but with reverence. Sometimes the deepest source of order is the thing we cannot see. And perhaps you feel that too. Let the breath fall inward as you settle into your pillow. As your limbs grow heavier, your breath slower. Imagine you too have a center, somewhere inside of you, quietly. A gravity subtle enough to ignore, but strong enough to shape your every orbit. Maybe it's formed by memory, maybe by love, maybe by a moment in your life that shifted the balance inward. And never let go entirely. It doesn't have to be traumatic. Sometimes joy becomes our center, sometimes longing, or a truth we haven't spoken out loud, but carry anyway. We each have something like a black hole, a pull that doesn't ask permission, it simply is. And everything else, personality, desire, behavior, instinct, organizes around it. Sagittarius A, a silent architect. Sagittarius A, our galaxy's black hole, sits over 26,000 light-years away from Earth. And yet, we orbit it. Not direct, but still. The entire Milky Way, billions of stars, planets, clouds, systems, spins in a slow, spiraling ballet around this dark central point. Without it, we may never have taken shape the way we did. It isn't chaos, it's balance. This black hole is supermassive, about 4 million times the mass of our Sun. And yet, it doesn't consume the galaxy. It doesn't tear it apart. It tethers it. You might imagine a black hole as a monster. But this one is more like a meditation. Steady, silent, unmoving. It defines space, without being part of the scenery. It holds us without holding on, coming closer without fear. Strange, isn't it, how something invisible can carry so much weight? That's true of emotion too, of memory, of identity. There are things in your life that no one can see, not even you fully, and yet they determine everything. The people you trust, the risks you avoid, the way you seek or shy from love, the habits that feel unshakable, all spinning around your own internal shape, your center of gravity. But remember, this isn't pathology. You're not being diagnosed. You're being understood. Just as scientists observe stars near the galactic core, measuring their motion to infer the presence of something invisible yet real, we can see the center of the self not by what it reveals, but by what it shapes. Everything you are moves around what matters most. The integrity of orbits. Orbits are beautiful things. They're not chases. They're not collisions. They're careful balances between pull and push, motion and stillness. A planet is always falling into the pull of its star, but always moving fast enough to miss. And so it rounds, round and round in quiet stability. We orbit emotions too. We come close, we pull away, we revisit, we shift. But sometimes moving in circles is how we learn. You are not stuck when you revisit old feelings. You are orbiting, gathering understanding from a new angle each time you pass the same place. That's not failure. That's motion. That's growth. We are all spiraling around the centers within us and learning to do so with gentleness. What remains unseen, even when we imagine all the light of the galaxy, all the stars and supernovas, we must still remember the most massive thing we know cannot be seen at all. This doesn't frighten astronomers, it fascinates them. We know a black hole exists by what it does, how it bends the orbits of nearby stars, how it distorts light, how it pulls space-time inward. Like thread into a knot, it is invisible, and yet entirely undeniable. So it is with the inner self. You cannot photograph what made you who you are. You cannot trace all the causes of your tenderness, your fears, your instinct to protect, your longing for love. But you see their motion, you witness their orbit, and from that, you know they exist. The unknown is not unknowable. It just takes a new kind of seeing. Nothing escapes, and that's okay. You've likely heard this before. Nothing can escape a black hole. And yes, that's true. Once matter crosses a certain boundary, called the event horizon, it moves inward, irretrievably, quietly. But maybe not all things are meant to escape. Maybe parts of us are meant to be held tightly, forever. Stories we outgrew, but that still live in our gravity. Loves that ended, but still define how we love now. Some memories need not be rewritten to be meaningful. Some truths don't need solving. They just need witnessing. What's held in your center doesn't negate who you are on the outside. It informs it. It grounds it. You don't need to outrun the gravity inside you. Sometimes what pulls you inward does so to bring everything else into symmetry. Some things are meant to stay. A new kind of stillness. As you rest now, as your mind begins to loosen, perhaps you feel that center inside yourself, a heaviness, not of burden, but of truth. It is not your flaw, it is your form. And just like the galaxy around us, you build your life around what matters most, even if it's silent, even if it's unseen, even if you never speak it aloud. Your center is sacred. It has shape, even if you never map it. Energy bends around you. Emotion orbits through you. And within you, beneath all understanding, is a stillness you do not need to fix. You were never meant to glow all the time. Some parts of you are meant to hold light, not release it. And that's not emptiness. That's design. Rest near the center. So now, drift. Let yourself rest nearer to that invisible gravity inside you, not pulling you toward despair, but toward understanding. There's nothing you need to outrun, nothing broken, nothing overwhelming, only gravity, the pure presence that tells you. You exist, you are part of something vast, and you orbit with grace. Sagittarius A will never reveal itself as a star, but the galaxy needs it, so do we. And silently, it keeps everything turning. So quietly that we forget. Sometimes it's the center, especially the one we never see, that gives us permission to rest. You may sleep now, dear listener. The galaxy holds its shape. And so do you. So we've traveled slowly, lovingly across a galaxy not so far from you at all. In fact, through all 100 heartbeats of knowledge, you may have felt it. It lives inside you. As memory, as meaning, as wonder, as dust. Tonight, as you rest beneath your own small patch of sky, know that you belong to this pattern. Your light may flicker, but it has traveled so very far. The stars do not rush, and neither must you. You are expanding even in stillness, becoming new even as you sleep. The gravity that keeps our galaxy turning is the same gravity that pulls people near, that makes us fall in love, that lets us fall apart, and always find a shape again. You are not late. You are not lost. You are an orbit, part of a movement older than time. Tonight, let the stars carry your thoughts. Let your breath slow, like starlight taking time to get home. And in the quiet that follows, in the space between thoughts, something new might be forming. Rest now, traveler of light. We'll see you on the next spiral. When you wake, if the stars still linger in your thoughts, we'd love to know which one stayed with you. Leave a quiet note in the comments, or simply press the heart or thumbs up if your words are still asleep. And if this journey brought you peace tonight, subscribe so your next bedtime can begin with wonder. We'll be waiting. Thanks for watching. Good night.